Good afternoon, my fellow aquarium scientists. Hopefully, everybody's doing well this fine Sunday. It's actually beautiful outside today, um, compared to what it was yesterday here in southern New Jersey. So, a lot of people are outside today, which is cool. But let's give a moment for people to trickle in a little bit. I also posted a poll for you guys, just for funsies. But feel free to answer that. Hello, Fathom. Thank you very much for stopping by. Jeff, welcome. Robert, welcome. Only Oscars, welcome. Hope everybody is doing well. Only Oscars just reminded me to do something. Okay, cool. Yep, so I was right. Um, Only Oscars just yeah, so the AI narrow wave makers are what I have on the website currently. Um, at some point, I will be also carrying or having the Ecotech Marines, but because I know you were interested in wave makers, so not saying you should get them, but just saying that if you're looking for options. Welcome, First Class Fish. Thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Cool. So let's check the poll real quick for a moment. So the poll is, do you prefer the potted version or tissue culture version of a plant species? And about 67% of you said potted, 33% said tissue culture. Interesting. Good to know. Hello there, Linda Worth. Thank you very much for stopping by. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Also, please let me know if like the visual or audio is weird. It's just I hate the laptop for live my laptop for live streaming, but it's also because like where I am currently, there's very it's not good Wi-Fi. So, but I want to have a good background, so I have to be here. But I'm working on it. Hopefully, one day I'll have a better setup. But let's see here. Ooh, now it's 71% potted to 29% tissue culture. Ooh. Okay, so Fathom says, Usama, what tissue cultures do you have in stock currently? So before I answer that, I'm just gonna might as well talk about it. So I have placed a order for more plants from Tropica. It is tissue culture heavy. That is mainly because a lot of the back in stock requests that I've gotten were tissue cultures. So that's what I base it off of. I think maybe one or two species of plant I've ordered that was not requested, but it's been a while since I've got it in, and I think they're interesting enough that I should get them in. So that shipment should be coming in this week, and hopefully I will be doing a live unboxing on the new Atlantic Aquariums channel. So I haven't published it yet or started it yet, but I think I figured out what I need to do for that. I was trying to figure out a way to move the videos that are on there to the new YouTube channel, but those videos are just other unboxings as well. And I think it would just be nice to just start all over again. Um, I do have like 2 or 3 of those videos on saved on my laptop, so I'll post them on there, I'll publish them on there. Um, but yeah, so hopefully my goal is to do that unboxing live stream on the new Atlantic Aquarium's website, or excuse me, channel. That being said, don't expect a lot of videos to be posted except for maybe unboxing videos. Just because, as I mentioned a while ago, I want to wait until I get a nice studio to be able to create and publish professional videos that you would expect from a business. So, um, so just a bit of an announcement, I guess you can say. Uh, Professor, they may have mistaken potted for. Well, if you've been watching my previous live streams, you know very well that is not what I mean. So, potted meaning like the plants in the pots. Okay. Um, there's no in my live streams there are no innuendos. Okay, I knew everything I said should not be considered an innuendo. Uh, Hello there, Coro. Thank you very much for stopping by. Ooh, chat's jumping here. Hang on a second. Jeff says tissue culture is the correct answer for this test in case anyone was confused. Jeff, no cheating. Come on, man. No cheating in my class. Fathom says tissue culture heavy. Perfect. Yep. Yeah, majority are tissue cultures. There's not a lot of variety in species. It's more in quantity. Um, I did go over in a previous live stream what most likely is on the list. Um, any other additions to that list, I'm not going to talk about. I'll keep it a secret for you guys. But it also goes down to by the time Tropica receives my order list, will they still be in stock, if that makes sense? Because there have been times where I've placed an order for a particular plan or whatever, and then I get an email, oh, I'm sorry, we're sorry, we're out of that particular plan, would you like to, substitute it for a different one or whatever the case might be. But I'm hoping, because there is one plant that I've been trying to get in, and every time I place an order for it, for whatever reason, it's they just don't send it. It's like out of order or whatever. I guess because it is a very popular plant, but it was in stock this week for this coming week. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to get it in. I'm looking forward to it because a few people have been asking for it, and I've been trying to get it in, and I'm hoping. I'm crossing my fingers here. But I think Fathom, you were asking the question. But currently, what I have in stock is like, Rotala macrandra, Japan, Taxiphyllum species flame moss, Stergine repens, Monocotyledon teninum, which according to Skipper has been doing very well, which is good to hear. Ranunculus inundatus and Alternanthera renickii mini, which I thought was not doing very well, but I've started seeing some growth in the cup, so I think it's doing very well. It just doesn't look good, but it's alive, it's growing. So that's what I have in stock currently. Welcome, Ian. Thank you very much for stopping by. Ian is a tissue culture guy. Cool, cool. Fathom says Ian is half man, half tissue culture. Ian says, I want tissue cultured corals. Yeah, I mean, it's very similar. I think fragging is very similar to what they would do for tissue cultures anyway. It's just that you can't guarantee they'll be, disease and pest free. And I think those would be very expensive. I mean, freshwater plant tissue cultures are expensive enough. Yeah, Jeff says that would be a frag. Jeff's ahead of me here. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, you got to understand that corals have a natural bacteria ecosystem living within them, right? You've got algae of the symbiotic relationship between the coral animal and the zooxanthellae algae that basically produces the food for the coral by photosynthesizing, right? So it would be very, I don't think it would be possible to do that. Hello, my fish tank aquatics. Thank you very much for stopping by. Appreciate it. Hope everybody is doing well here. Only Oscar says, check the wave maker. I'll email you. I have questions for you. I'll be happy to answer them to the best of my ability. Looking forward to it. Cool. All right. So, what do we got? We got some cool stuff. So, I've already talked about the plant unboxing. Pretty excited about that. I know you guys enjoyed it and you want me to do more live unboxings. So I'll give you guys what you want. Um, Progress on the planet tank that was covered in algae. I need to stop like hitting banging onto this table. So I basically let me show you guys right here. So I basically gutted the tank. I took everything out. I cleaned everything. I cleaned the tank. I cleaned the filter, the tray, the racks. I cleaned them all out. I moved the fish that were in here to the Vienna guppy tank. And then I took all the plants and I did a hydrogen peroxide treatment. I basically got the spray bottle version and just spritz it, let it stay for a little bit, and then I basically soaked them back in fresh water before putting them back in here. Since then, I've done about 2 treatments. The Alternator Renickii Rosinnervig, there were like 2 pots in here. They weren't looking too good. So I had to toss them out. The Bacopa has been giving me some issues. They're the ones that are mostly covered in that algae, and so I've been trying to deal with it. I can't really tell if the algae is dead and is just sticking to it, or if it's actual algae. I tried to like use a toothbrush that I use to kind of clean the algae off of it just to see if it's green or not, and it looked green. So I ended up taking it out and doing another treatment on that. But other than that, all the other plants are looking good. You might notice it's hard to let me move you guys a little closer. Hopefully you guys can see. So as you can see, I've got a bunch of Nymphoides hygrophila Taiwan that came off of that mother plant all the way back there. So I've got a bunch of like little trimmings, not trimmings, but just buds that were coming off of that. So I ended up repotting them. Those plants I will most likely bring to like an auction, most likely the Keystone Clash auction, and probably maybe a pot or two I'll donate for the aquascaping competition. In case you guys weren't aware, for the Keystone Clash, the registration for the aquascaping competition went live Monday evening. No, not Monday evening. I want to say Friday. When did Scotty go live? I think Friday. Um, if any of the moderators are here, post the link for that. I don't know if there. I think there were 17 spots open, maybe, and a lot of them already got filled in. But yeah, so my goal is to donate some plants that I have. Though a few of those I'll donate. Some of the crypt undulatus red that's in here I'll probably donate as well as sell at the auction. Um, yeah, so I thought that was really cool. But other than that, things are looking good. I actually moved the filter nozzle, the Dennerley filter nozzle, towards the bubble, the CO2 bubbles, so that way the bubbles are flowing within the current, and a big difference with that. I've seen I can actually see the CO2 going around the tank, and I'm also seeing a little bit of purling, which is really cool. So it's looking good. I'm hoping to eradicate the algae issue once the new plants come in. Um, The problem is the Bacopa. I've had those two plants, those two pots in particular, for a long time now, and so they're just old plants, but they're still doing okay. They just unfortunately got covered in algae. So that's an update on that. The epiphytes are doing perfectly fine. Just before we went live, I was just taking a look at my little scarlet endlers, and I saw a little fry swimming around, and so I was like, "Oop, you're coming out!" So I took them out. I moved them in here, so now I have four fry in here, and it's really encouraging. It's really positive. That means that they are breeding. Um, I'm sure there's more in there. There's like a wood in there, so they're probably just hiding there or whatever. But it's pushing me to want to set up a nice scape tank for these guys to allow them to continue breeding. I just need to save up a little bit on money for that, but I have started getting in some stuff for it. Excuse me. Um, uh, so yeah, that's pretty exciting. Sorry. Want to get back. Want to make sure I am. I'm a little behind, but I do apologize if I skip any of your guys's uh things. Oh, Steven's here. Hi, Steven. Hope you're doing. I hope you're doing well, my bud. Only Oscar says tissue cultures are a mystery to me. Well, I would strongly encourage you to either download the Tropica app, which we talked about in a previous stream. I did a run through of it, or just visit their website. They have a really cool guide for it. I know George Farmer has a lot of videos through Tropica as well. Um, but they are really cool, especially the Tropica ones. I actually set up a Dennerley for my Dennerley cube that I got one time at the Aquatic Experience. I set it up as solely tissue culture, with CO2 injection, of course, and they did pretty well. One key thing that to me personally made sense was something that George Farmer mentioned, which was think of the tissue culture plants as babies, baby plants, which technically most of them are, a lot of them are. And you want to make sure when you plant them that they have a good nutritional substrate, even add more nutrition into the substrate by using the nutrition capsules, which you can take apart and just sprinkle. And also um, feed through the water column, liquid fertilizer. It The fertilization depends on the type of plants the majority of the plants you have. The reason for that is you want to give them a boost in growth to make sure that they're doing well. Once you start seeing good growth, then you back off on the filtration, excuse me, on the fertilization. Make sure you're keeping up with your water quality, water chemistry, just to make sure you're not overdoing it or anything like that. Um, and then once you start seeing growth, then just back off on the fertilization, and then you should be good to go. But other than that, like they're very good. A lot of the plants from tissue culture, they're in a liquid medium instead of a gel, so they're easy to clean when you take them out of the cup. And not only that, they're already accustomed to aquatic growth, so you shouldn't see a lot of melting with them. I know a few people have had issues with things like that, but it also depends on when you receive the plants, when you should receive the tissue cultures, how long do you leave them in there before you use them? One key thing that I would recommend if you buy tissue culture plants and you're not going to use them immediately, keep them in a cooler temperature, about in the 60s, um, and they should be okay. But if you keep them in like aquarium temperature water, they're not going to last that long. So just keep that in mind. Ian says, Osama, one of the Neo 3s bricked after almost 3 years of use out of warranty. Out of warranty. What should I do? Well, if they're out of warranty, then did you reach out to AI, Aqualumination? So anything related to warranty or issues like that, you have to go straight to the manufacturer, which is Aqualumination. Um, My experience with them is because we had some issues with their lights in the lab. Um, and every time we would reach out to them and they would be like, "Well, send us the light," which we did, and then they're like, "Yeah, it's an issue. We're gonna have to replace it." And then they would just send us a new one. I think it's most likely because it was still under warranty, maybe. Um, but basically, you would have to reach out to if it is out of warranty. I don't really see sorry, what they can do in terms of replacing it. But I would reach out to them and see what they say. Ian says, I'm debating if I should try something else." I mean, sure. I mean, if you don't feel satisfied with the neuros, I've had okay experiences with it. It also depends on how much you utilize it. Um, how much power are you taking out of it? Because remember, anything technological, the more you use it, the more you try to get out of it, the less its lifespan, if that makes sense. Um, but by all means, try something else. See how that does. Maybe try Ecotech or maybe try Seche. Seche has very good wave makers as well. Um, yeah, but it does suck when you when a tool starts to decay. Hello, this is Silver Creek. Thank you very much for stopping by. Sorry if I didn't say hi to you before, or if I did, hello again. Jeff says, Usama, how is the progress coming along on draining and packing up those sweet little tanks for me? This is my tank. Stay away, Jeff. No, no touchy. They are really cool. I know a lot of people like them, and like I said, I promise you guys, I've tried to see if I can find them, and they're just not made anymore. So, but they are really cool tanks. I really did luck out on them. Atkins says, "I'm at work right now. I think you need more mods." Well, that's the thing is like I want to make sure that I'm picking the right moderators, right? Those that will keep an eye on chat, um, are actively coming to live streams. Are good supporters of mine, good friends, right? Not saying that none of you are my friends. All of you are my friends, and I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm slowly adding people to moderators as I see, because I have noticed that especially for the Sunday streams, most of my moderators don't come. Uh, Fathom says Usama doesn't trust me enough to make a mod, otherwise I'd help you. I don't know. Maybe I will make you a moderator. Ian says Usama mod Fathom. He's good. All right. If Ian says you're good, then you're probably good. Don't do that. I don't trust Fathom. Silver Creek says Fathom equals good immortal being. Sweet. Noted. I heard he works for CIA or something. Can't trust him. Ooh. Steven says on our way back from a reptile convention. I think so Steven, you went to that convention. How did it go? Did you get something for your daughter? I think you said you guys were interested in getting a gecko. That's pretty cool. How was it? Only Oscar says I'm new to plants in the tanks. Fair enough. Well, you've got a big community of plant keepers, as well as I would strongly encourage you, only Oscars. I believe you have been going to those live streams, but I was speaking of Steven. I would strongly encourage you to go to Steven's channel and watch the and join us for the Wet Your Plants live stream, which is on Mondays. Steven, Kelly, and Myrtle know a lot about plants, maybe even more than me. So I would strongly encourage you to go there, ask as many questions as you want. I'm sure they're happy to help you and guide you to the straight path. Not saying that I can't either. I'm more than happy to help you out. But that's also a great live stream that for you to go to. Jeff says Stephen P is absolutely 100% the ultimate mod. He's in the running for mod of the year. I can see that. I can see that actually. Yep, Coro's asking, did you get a gecko or a lizard? What did you get? Only Oscar says CO2 is required for certain plants. So with the Tropica, that's one of the things I like about. I need to stop banging into this thing. I'm sorry, guys. For Tropica and specifically, and I do even for the non-Tropica plants that I carry, I try to do a good job of care requiremements for all the plants on my website. But basically, what they do is they label their plants accordingly to their care level, which is easy, medium, or advanced. Easy for easy plants, if you can add CO2, that's great, but you don't need it. You should be fine without CO2. For medium category plants, it is highly recommended. For advanced level plants, it is required. So that'll give you kind of an idea of in terms of what plants you're keeping, if you need CO2 or not. I always advocate if you have the ability to add a CO2 system, add it. There's a lot of people in the community that have CO2 systems who would be more than happy to help you in setting it up properly and monitoring it, if that makes sense. Um, but if you're keeping easy to maintain plants, you're keeping epiphytes, things like that, you don't really need CO2 um, for a lot of plants. But to get the good to get really good growth and really quick growth, CO2 definitely helps with that. Silver Sea said, "Oh, cool! I'm getting more comfortable around snakes." Ugh, nope, 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 nope. No snakes for me. Even pick up some wild ones now out here, but not moccasins or copperheads or rattlers. Ugh, no, thank you. Ooh, Steven, they got a gargoyle gecko. Let's see what it looks like. I'm a little familiar with geckos. I mean, I that's the thing is like in terms of husbandry for herpetology, reptiles, amphibians, things like that. I'm okay, but I mainly focus more on the aquatic and semi-aquatic stuff. So your salamanders, frogs, toads, turtles, terrapins, tortoises, things like that. Okay, gargoyle gecko. There it is. Let's see what it is. Ooh. Okay, let me share my screen. That's actually cool. So that's actually really cool. Apparently, it's got like some nice. Well, I'm seeing different color morphs. Steven, is it a particular color morph? Does it have red in it? But these are some cool looking geckos. Hang on, let me do that. Hey there, Shady Grady. Thank you very much for stopping by. I know the cats will mess with CO2. They're horrible supervisors. I mean, um, if you have a tank that's on like a stand that has like cabinetry, I mean, you can put your CO2 system in there. But again, if you don't, then that might be an issue, of course. Yeah, that gecko looks fire, literally. It looks like fire. Yeah, Silver Creek. I'm assuming you're talking about tissue culture plants. Yeah, you can even put them in your fridge as long as it's not too cold. Um, but yeah, dealing with their customer service is a joke. Whose customer service are you talking about? Oh, I see what you're talking about. AI's customer service. Eh, yeah, yeah. But at least they're for in my experience, at least they were good about, just replacing it. They're still I still like AI stuff. I've worked fine. Their app works perfectly fine. But yeah, who does like customer service? Let's be honest here. But if you're talking about Atlantic Aquarium's customer service, you're just going to be dealing with me. So Cora says there was a firmware update right after the warranty was over, and now my pumps don't work, and they're emailing me about a subscription service. It won't be much longer before that's a reality. Oh. Atkins says Ecotech is expensive. They look nice, but I think I'm gonna try Seachay. 5-year warranty sounds great. Yeah, no, Atkins, Seachay. I've heard good things about Seachay, so yeah, definitely try them out. See how it goes. And I think their wave makers are also app controlled because Seachay has their own app as well, which I've heard okay reviews of. So definitely. As a matter of fact, I might even be able to get in Seachay too, but I just haven't looked into their stuff yet as much. Um, because I've mainly been trying to get in stuff that I've used personally. Time for a little DIY tank making. That's not me. I cannot build a tank. No matter how many King of DIY videos I'll watch, I can't. Yes, Carl, I am well aware of it. Yes, I saw the video. I wasn't able to see the entire video yet. I just wanted to like just see what the how the intro was because I remember Steven talking about it and it cracked me up. It was funny. Dar's got the dad sense of humor, I think. Mom and dad sense of humor. Hey guys, this is Steven. No, just joking. This is Lily. It was adorable. Gargoyle gecko temporary enclosure, a conversion kit for a 20 long, some substrate, springtails, isopods, wood, and plants. Nice. So bioactive vivarium. That's really cool. Wish you the best of luck with it. Let us keep us updated on it because the geckos is a pretty cool gecko to be fair. I think they're 18 by 10 by 24 if I remember correctly. Are you talking about the low boys? Because that sounds about right. I did do a measurement when I was doing during the previous plant unboxing. I believe Matt asked for the dimensions of it. So I know I measured it on there. So feel free to um excuse me. Feel free to check that out if you're curious. Yep, definitely sounds like a cool a vivarium. I watched their Monday live, learned a lot, forgot more. They're keeping my plants alive. Yep, that's true. CO2 does help if you have hard water, it softens it, brings the pH down a little bit. Okay, cool. And there's a lot of different CO2 systems out there. Like I carry the Tropica CO2 Bio, which is basically instead of you filling a metal canister with gas, you just mix a bunch of chemicals together and it produces the CO2. Blueville has some cool kits. One of them has a solenoid valve on it. Um, you know, so but yeah, um, there's a lot of resources out there. Gotta get the 20 long from Brooklyn later this week, and I think she's going to help Lillian set it up. Nice. Very fun. Sounds very fun. And I'm also a Arcadia dealer as well. So at least some of the stuff that I'll have are also, well, they're mainly for like semi-aquatic, like turtles and all that stuff, but like it can be geared towards reptiles as well. It's just that I don't promote it for that. But exciting when you get a new pet, something you haven't kept before. Yep. In case anybody was wondering what I mean by AI, it's a company called Aqua Illumination. It just shortened for AI. Um, Thank you for the review, Ian. Appreciate it. Hydra's just released C-Chick compatibility 2. Should work for my controller too. Yes, I think when we were talking about Hydros, and I think in somebody else's stream, I think Scotty's stream actually. I remember we were talking about it, and somebody mentioned that CJ, there is CJ compatibility with the Hydros, so that's cool. Yeah, Ian, by all means, I think definitely look into CJ. Oh yes, Skipper will be streaming tonight. That is true. Make sure you guys see that. First class fish says Usama, can you get Lindernia limnophilia? I think. Hang on. I believe I can. Is it on the list of plants coming in? Nope. But doesn't hurt to check though. Lindernia. Limnophilia. Okay, Lindernia rotundifolia is what's coming up. Is that what you meant? Because I don't think there is a limnophilia. Or I might be wrong. Yeah, Lindernia rotundifolia is what's coming up. First class, is that what you were talking about? Oh, 57 people says potted, 19% tissue culture, 24%. Doesn't matter. Cool. Also, I think my audio and visual is not very good right now. Hey there, buddy. Thank you very much for stopping by. Appreciate it. Nice. Atkins is like, what did I do? Hey there, Matt. Thank you very much for stopping by. Oh, there, Mark. Um, hang on here. I'm gonna try my best to not be on too long because my sister and brother-in-law are coming. They're actually probably already here. So, but I want to make sure that I answer any questions, and there's still a few other things I want to talk about. Yeah. So first class, if you're referring to Lindernia rotundifolia, I can get that in from Tropica. They currently don't have it in stock though, but if that's what you're referring to, then yes. And I don't think I have it on the website, but I can put it on the website, and then you can just hit the notify when back in stock request, and that lets me know what I need to get in for the next order. But that all depends if the order I'm getting in now sells, which I think it will. I hope. Um, Bunny is calling guppies. Yeah, sucks, but it's got to be done. I do it too. First class says Usama George Farmer mentioned it. I could be off on the name, but Google revealed the same name, so thought I had it right. I'll have to go back and find his video. Yes, please do and let me know. Um, because I typed in what you typed, and from Tropica at least, that's all that came up, and I couldn't really see Lindernia limnophilia because even with Google, like you try to type in a plant and it recognizes what you're trying to put in, and um and then a drop down comes up, but nothing came up for that. So, but yeah, please look into that and just let me know. Okay. So what else did I need to talk about? Glass of water. Sure thing, first class. I am here to help as best as I can. Okay, so a few things. So like I said, hopefully the live unboxing, plant unboxing will be on the new Atlantic Aquarium's YouTube channel. I haven't posted the link for that or haven't created it yet. So um but I'll probably post it on the community tab page for Professor FishTanks. So stay tuned for that. Um, I'm gonna try my best to do a live stream. Well, yeah, I'm gonna try my best to do a live stream this coming Sunday. This next Sunday. It will be difficult because Ramadan is coming up. So during the weekends, I'm gonna be very busy. Regarding that. Um, but I will do my best to still do live streams. But in the case if I just don't, I'm not able to do a live stream. I do apologize. But at least I at least wanted to keep you guys aware of that. So so yeah. What else? What else? What else? What else? I think that's it for me. Unless any of you guys have any other questions. A lot of you were asking questions, and I do appreciate that. I always enjoy them. But Carl says an apology is not enough. Well, that's all you're going to be getting, my friend. I'm known as the apology man. I say sorry for everything. You just pay penance and make a sacrifice to the live stream gods. And I'm already fasting, so that's as much sacrifice and penance as I am able to do and should do, the minimum at least. uh yeah, I'm dealing with that issue currently. Um like I'm not too concerned with the scarlet endlers. Excuse me, but the Vienna guppies, you guys can't see, but the Vienna guppies in here, I need to separate these guys because the current adults I have, at least the males, do not have the true Vienna pattern. They have like that snakeskin pattern in them, and the true Vienna guppy does not have that. It's still a gorgeous fish, and I'm still debating if I should bring him to the competition or not. I don't know. We'll see. I was gonna bring fish to the competition last year, but I decided not to do it. But it's like I need to separate. I still have juveniles in here, like babies in here that are growing, but they haven't started showing the color pattern yet. So I don't know what to cull, what to take out, or whatever. Um, but yeah, I mean, what I most likely will do is at some point I do plan on getting rid of these guys and just trying to find somebody that has a good strain of the Vienna guppy and just get like a trio or whatever and plop them in here. Um, because I did have a male in here that was my breeding male. He unfortunately passed away. Um, so where I have to figure out what to do with these guys. But for now, they're just in here. I've got the two Daisy Rice fish in there, which I'll probably bring to the clash to sell or get more. I don't know because I just don't have room for these guys yet. Um, so we'll see what happens. We still got some time until the clash. Must sacrifice one pot of crypt pink flamingo. Hey, Jenna. Thank you very much for stopping by. Steven told us you guys went to that reptile expo. I hope everything went well. You guys enjoyed yourself. If I breed my betas, I'll hook you up if you like what I have. Oh, cool. I am a sucker for betas. I don't have any tank space for them, but I know like Carol's betas, um, she brings some really sweet, beautiful betas, and I'm like, I hate you. I can't buy any. Um, excuse me. Yeah, I'm working on a video talking about genetics in regards to breeding and selective breeding and all that stuff. Um, I am actually going to be doing a species spotlight on the guppy family, so it'll talk a little bit about genetics and things like that. But I think, to be honest with you, the whole concept of genetics with selective breeding can just be you can literally make a video just about that. I just need to brush up on my genetics knowledge, but that's why it's going to probably take a while before I put a video together for that. But my main focus right now is on there's two videos I'm working on currently. One is to talk about the L and C numberings of Corridoras and Plecos. I think it's C. If I'm wrong, then I'm just gonna end the live stream here because I am not deserving of doing a live stream. But yeah, the one video is gonna be on that. The other one is gonna be on the species spotlights on the guppies, guppy live bears. Hello there, Xanadu. Welcome. Hope everything is well. Yeah, so I'm gonna talk about well, I'm not going to go into in depth on genetics of like in terms of selective breeding of guppies, but probably in that genetics video, I'm definitely going to use them as an example to talk about tail shapes. Like the Dumbo years, I learned recently that they get the Dumbo year gene from the females, not the males. Which I didn't know about, and I have to go look more into that to make sure that I understood it correctly. But yeah, so definitely, I think guppies are a great example of understanding genetics when it comes to selective breeding, as well as clownfish in the saltwater world, um, because clownfish are also big on in terms of selective breeding. Because I mean, you look at all those designer clownfish and whatnot, like they all came from, oh, this Ocellaris clownfish is missing a stripe, or the haven't fully formed. Let's take that gene and breed it and make it a thing. Um, Things like that. So yeah, I think clownfish and like the guppies are going to be a big examples that I'm going to be using for a video like that. Ian says, "Do you work on any saltwater breeding at the lab? I really want to try breeding dwarf angels someday. They are Saltwater is very difficult. Clownfish are easier if you want to get into saltwater breeding. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely doable. You've got a lot of these companies, Biota, that have been very famous in breeding a lot of bringing a lot of saltwater fish that are aquacultured into the hobby. Um, the Florida tropical fish lab, they've been doing a lot of studies. Actually, if you guys look up a organization. It's called Rising Tide Conservation. It's an organization that funds and supports research being done on the breeding of aquaculture of ornamental fishes, of saltwater ornamental fishes. And their news section where they post a lot of news and updates on like um, on stuff like that. They keep it pretty active, so it's really cool. So I would definitely encourage you guys to take a look at that. They're called Rising Tide Conservation. But yeah, to answer your question, Ian, in my lab, no. Our main focus currently has been on coral. Um, Not to say that we can't breed saltwater fishes. It's just that there's a whole different protocol and approval process for us to actually work on saltwater fishes, which is just gonna be too much. I'm no longer in charge of the lab. I don't know what they've been doing in the lab. Actually, the last update that I've heard that the club posted on the Instagram is that they're actually moving the lab from the Marine Field Station to on campus, on main campus, which is really cool. But that's all I've heard so far. Another thing, another that just reminded me of another announcement. I know I made an announcement not too long ago about Stockton University hosting its second annual Fishapalooza event. Um, I am currently not 100% sure if they're still doing it or not because they have not published anything in terms of updates. I reached out to be a vendor. They replied back to me. This was a while ago, but they haven't reached back to double check or anything like that. And I did send a message to them, to the club, to basically, like, are you guys still doing the event or not? And I haven't heard back yet. So if you guys were planning on going to that event, I would hold off a little bit um until I we hear some confirmation of whether or not it's actually going to be happening or not. L numbers, yeah, the L numbers are for plecos, but there's another letter number for Corridora, which I think is C, right? Yep, C numbers are corridors. I was correct. Yay! I still keep the nickname Professor then. Uh, Thank you very much, Xanadu, for stopping by. Hope you have a nice day. Yes, welcome LJ Shrimps, first of all. Sorry if I didn't say hi. But yes, shrimp are also a very good example of selective breeding. There a lot of fish are really, to be honest with you. Um, but those were just that came to mind. But definitely shrimp are definitely a big selective breeding. Clowns are a rabbit hole. Yeah. Have you seen the new blue jean clowns? Blue jean? Trying to do an April Fool's on me here? I am not familiar with that. No way. This has gotta be they're doing a Tropica thing. Yeah, fiction taxonomy. Get out of here. Get out of here, Cora. So Ian says, "What about coral spawning? I know it's pretty new, but particularly in Acropora, Mellipora have shown great advancements in the breeding department." Yes. Hang on. Video is being janky here. Did I freeze? Can somebody give me a confirmation here? Because I'm freezing here. Please let me know if everything is okay. I do apologize, guys. I don't have the best setup for live streams. Reef builders? What? Huh. Okay, I would have to look into that. I need to do some more research on this before I can see, but in case you guys are wondering, okay, thank you, only Oscars. I appreciate it. First class says not froze was a little choppy. Yeah. Hang on, let me share the screen here so you guys can take a look at that link. So this is what Reef Builders made an article about. Apparently, even ORA, which is also a big saltwater aquaculture facility, um, has been doing. And but yeah, I would have to look more into it. But that being said, if this is 100% legitimate, that is very interesting and very rare. I can tell you guys right now. So that means if they can selectively breed to have that gene in clowns, these clowns are going to be even more expensive than these designer clowns already are. So, like, I like one of the things that they mention here is like the holy grail of clownfish breeding used to be an all white morph. That's true. The more the white, the higher the price used to be. But since this has been achieved in 3 species already, breeders have had to set their sights higher. And for an even more exotic color, a true blue clownfish is still just a twinkle in clownfish breeders' eyes. But every year we see just a little more of this unusual blue trait in an ever increasing number of domesticated clownfish. That's what I think is like this is only starting to come out through domesticated strains, not necessarily something that might come out in the wild or you would see in the wild. Um, well, hello there, Zen, my friend. Hope all is well. And just immediately, Zen is on getting to work being a mod. I appreciate it. But yeah, that is really cool. I think Coral mentioned it. I was not aware of this. And I usually keep up with reef builders too. So I mean, then again, this came out by the late Jake Adams, RIP. If any of you don't know who Jake Adams is, he was a big pioneer in the saltwater world, and he recently passed away. Um, so yeah, but yeah, this I mean, this article came out in 2018, so this isn't new either, which I was not aware of. Yep, RIP Jake, you're a good one. Um, okay, yeah, Jake Adams, and then the one guy, what's his name, who was big in the reptile world. He also passed away. I used to watch some of his videos as well. Um, and he also passed away due to the stinky poo poo cancer. So Ian says he's the reason I do saltwater. Yeah, he's the reason a lot of people got into saltwater. Yep, yep. I was very heartbroken when I heard the news, but was that his name? Yes, that was his name. Yes. Yep. Um, Aquascapes, the pond company, they built a pond for him, and they were good friends, and so that's how I discovered him. And when I heard that, he finally passed away because of that, it was very heartbroken. Zen says, "Always trust Jenna." True that. Hello there, Big Steve. Thank you very much for stopping by. Yeah, we've lost some greats in the animal pet hobby. That's for sure. That's definitely for sure. Um, cool. Anything else before class is dismissed? I know some people have been coming in a little later. That's totally okay, but I do want to end the stream a little early today because my sister and my brother-in-law are here, I think. Um, so I want to spend some time with them. But um, yeah, yeah, Jenna, are you excited about a new pet in the family? I'm excited for the gecko. Nice, nice. Keep us updated. Show us some pictures. Definitely a cool gecko, that's for sure. Even though I'm not a gecko person. Oh, there was one more thing. Announcement of a new product that is going to be offered on Atlantic Aquariums. And speaking of which, I'm already on that page, mainly because I was looking into something for only Oscars. But hang on. Jenna says I would have way more pets if I was left alone with my thoughts. Yeah, I would have way more fish than currently have. That's for sure. Okay. In terms of like fish animals that I would like to keep would be the orchid mantis and butterflies. That's the only insects. In terms of reptiles, nothing. Not a reptile person. Chameleons are cool. I'll give you that. Chameleons are definitely cool. Um, but no snakes, no lizards. No, thank you. No, thank you at all. Sama, you would probably like the Japanese grass lizard. They are very personable. Nope. Nope. I saw some cute videos of them eating rapashi out of someone's hand. That's cool. Yeah, Zen, they definitely are. And they usually what they people will feed them are like the fruitless fruit flies, which is what you would normally feed your your dart frogs too. So like if you have a dart frog, you can easily feed your mantids as well. Oh, only Oscars is on the same page on a separate tab. Yeah. Okay. So what I wanted to showcase was something that I have started seeing being used and popular, especially in the saltwater world. And so I looked into it more, done a bit of research on it, and I decided, and I was able to get it in. So I decided to do it. And that is this right here. So this is the I don't like how that description is, but whatever. So the Prodi Digest freshwater saltwater. So this is basically beneficial bacteria, and it comes in a fancy ampule. If you guys don't know what an ampule is in the chemistry world, if we have a gas, a liquid or a gas that is very bad for you, they will seal it in a glass ampule like that. Um, Not saying that what they have in here is toxic by any means, but I just think it's cool. Um, it comes with a tool and instructions on their website, even on how to break it open so you can pour it in and all that stuff. But I've heard some good things about this, so I decided to try it and bring it in as well. And they recommend using Biodigest with um, a food for the bacteria, which is Bioptim, which is this right here. So this gives you a lot of those macro elements or trace elements for your bacteria to basically perform correctly. So a lot of good information, a lot of good instructions on how to use the items. You can also go to their website. It is a product from France, from my understanding. So when you do go onto their website, ProtiBio, it's going to be in French, but there is a tab on the bottom which will allow you to translate it to whatever language it is. So um, So, Ian, this is mainly to start your nitrogen cycle. That's what it is, but also to add in. So if you've noticed that your biological system is not running properly, you can add more in. Um, but it's not necessarily um, for already established systems, mainly for new systems you're setting up. But also if you've noticed that the biological environment in your system is lacking, you can definitely add more. Koro says, I like the idea of glass, but this is peak illusion of quality. Well, from what I've heard, it is good quality. And some of the big aquarists, one aquarist in particular in the saltwater world, who is actually very critical of a lot of products that are currently on the market. Corey, you might know who I'm talking about. He swears by it. So I've done my own research into it. I most likely will probably be bringing it in to try myself, but it is available in case you guys have heard of this and wanted to try it out. It is available, but if you don't want to get it, don't get it. Um, but yeah, I like adding in when adding new fish. Exactly. Yeah, because you're adding more bioload to your system. You want to make sure that your bacteria, your biological system is able to maintain it properly, and so you want to add a bit more bacteria to kind of help combat the added bioload, if that makes sense. Definitely accurate. I've heard of guys dosing bacteria every week. I don't get it. Well, it depends on what type of bacteria you're adding. There are some bacteria that are there to eat away on certain ailments in the tank. Some of them work, some of them do not work. Okay. Um, and that's the thing with like Brightwell Aquatics. They have a lot of products that are bacteria. It is biological bacteria, but but those strains work to fix to combat issues that you might be having in certain um, in your systems. Like for example, there is one product that is supposedly helps with a lot of the slime that you might see, or like your diatom algae, your brown algae, things like that. Whether or not it works or not, I have yet to try it. And certain items I know do not work, but certain items do. Certain products do work. Okay. But that could be a reason why people are adding it in. But like to just constantly add it every week as like a form of maintenance. Maybe if you're doing maintenance on your system and you want to add a little bit of bacteria just to make sure that you don't get a huge ammonia spike or whatever, that could also be a reason why. I personally don't see the reason of why you should do it. I don't do it. I don't do it, but I definitely do it when I'm adding when I'm setting up a new system, or like what Only Oscar says, if I'm adding more fish to a system that has been running but hasn't had a lot of bio load, if that makes sense. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, a lot of items unfortunately are not, even though if they say is recyclable, isn't actually being recyclable, and that is our fault. It is mankind's fault. It is what it is. I'm not pushing it as I just think it's just cool. I've never seen a product come in an ampule. As a scientist, we've used ampules, so I find it really cool. Um, it's up to the person. My main concern is the product. It's what's in those ampules is my main focus on it. It's not necessarily because, oh, that's in an ampule, let me look more into it and actually promote it on my website. Absolutely not. I've heard good things about it, of the product that's inside these ampules, and I've done my own research on it. I have not personally tried them myself, but I am planning on getting them in, especially when I set up the new tanks that I do plan on setting up. Um, and to try it out for myself. But I do know that these have been in the hobby for a while now. Certain people might be aware of them, and so I decided to, and I was able to. Well, some of one of my distributors does have them, and so I decided to get them in. But it's all good, Carl. Yeah, and that has issues of itself as well. I know certain countries that used to receive stuff have started sending them back because they're like, we can't keep up with it, and it is sad. It is very sad. Only Oscar says that's me. Ooh, it's an ampule. But yeah. Um. But yeah. So I just wanted to bring it to your guys' attention. Um. If it doesn't sell, it doesn't sell. I'll take it off the website. Um, but yeah, and I think that was the only thing that I wanted to talk about, because other things that are on the website I've already talked about. You guys are more than welcome to. Oh, hold on, there is one more thing. Hang on. I mentioned in the wet your plants before because people were talking about CO2 tubing, and I mentioned that Atlantic Aquariums will be getting in CO2 tubing at some point, and we do. So hang on, I'm trying to pull it up. Here it is. So this is from Carbon Doser. It's a polyurethane CO2 tubing. It's about 8 feet long, I believe, and it is CO2 resistant. It should fit almost most of your regulators and things like that. So if you've been looking for CO2 tubing, we got it. I know somebody in particular was asking if it could be, if I can get in black CO2 tubing. Unfortunately, my distributor does not have any in black. It's all clear. So so yeah. So that's another thing I wanted to mention. But yeah. Hi. Um uh, yeah. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I am a big environmentalist. I'm not one of the crazy ones, first of all, okay? Um, my stance is on just education, educating, and also actually seriously talking about ways to help the environment that would actually work and wouldn't do the opposite effects. And um but yeah, so anyway, I don't want to get into all that stuff. We're all, if you are, most aquarists, if not everybody, are people who do care about the environment, because a lot of the fish we get come from the wild. And if we don't care about our environment, a lot of those natural ecosystems will go away. And I know that a lot of us in our community are aware of that and do advocate when needed and support when needed. Cora says, "Can we get reusable dechlorinator bottles?" Yeah, yeah. I wish. I wish there was a way, like a lot of these companies like CCAM or whatever, where there would be a way to where, like, if you purchase the bottle and you bring it to your local aquarium store, that you can refill it, and maybe it might cost you a little bit less, right? Um Refill your dechlorinator from the bulk section at the local fish store. Yeah, absolutely, definitely. It would be really cool. I think Aquarium Co-op does it. If I might be wrong, but I think Aquarium Co-op does it with their fertilizers, where if you bring the bottle in, they will refill it. I might be wrong. Um, Cora says maybe if Aquarium Co-op was a co-op. Yeah, yeah. Corey's seeing a lot of success. Right? But I don't know if and I'm not being critical of Corey by any means. I still watch his videos. I've learned a lot from him. I've bought stuff from him. That's true. But give me 1 second, guys. Yeah, that's for sure. This hobby does have a ton of waste. Yeah. One of the things that I try to do is like for example, when I get stuff in, mostly dry goods, right? They come in packaging. Like the packaging, it's either paper or it's like those inflated bags, right? Shipping peanuts, what have you. And what I try to do is, instead of just tossing all of it out, I reuse it for my own packaging when I ship stuff in. That's why, if you guys have been buying stuff from me on a regular basis and you're like, a lot of his packages are inconsistent in terms of like what I use to package the stuff. And it's because I use reusable stuff. Um, yes, yes, there might be a chance that that recycled stuff that I'm recycling will just be end up being thrown out, but at least I try to do my part in not making this business very wasteful, if that makes sense. Like the pots, when I have to toss a plant away, I keep the pots and I use them for trimmings and things like that. Um, but yeah, I can, it definitely is a little bit accurate and truth in there. Um, but yeah, it is very upsetting, but what can you really do? Let's be honest here. Uh, exactly. Yeah, that's true, Cora. Okay, guys, unless anybody has any more questions that I can answer in the next couple of minutes, I think we are good to dismiss class today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Um, look forward. I might go live tomorrow. I think I want to, it's up to you guys what you guys think. I think I want to do like a regular stream as well on Mondays, as like a water change Monday, and just hang out, have you guys hang out while I do some maintenance. I'm probably going to do, maybe I'll do water change on this. I've been working on this tank a lot on live stream, so I might leave that for a later time and actually do a water change on my weekly water changes on these guys. Sorry, I tapped and they were like, "What's going on?" But I think I want to do like a. I think I want to do that. Another thing is I'm pretty excited about is I've started to be more active in one of my local aquarium stores, the Jersey Shore Aquarium Society. Um, I think that's the actual name of it. It is a bit of a drive, unfortunately, but they meet on Mondays, and now that I'm off work Mondays, you know, I'll I don't mind going there. So I'm pretty excited about that. So that might affect me doing a live stream on Mondays, maybe not. I don't know. Um, I'll probably do it after like Rico's stream, like his afternoon delight streams. Um, but yeah, Zen says, "What is the meaning of life?" Oh, not those kinds of questions. You don't want me going into a philosophical rant here. Um, Nathan says, "I say, oh hey Nathan." I don't know if I said hi. I'm sorry if you guys were coming in and I haven't recognized, acknowledged you guys. I apologize. But happy you're here. I save bags, etc., for reuse, like gallon Ziplocs. I save and wash to use when I ship plants. If I receive plants with writing on the bag, I use those for my own storage, etc. It's interesting you mentioned the bags with writing. Sometimes I'll even use those bags to ship stuff out. So you got some of you may in the earlier days of in the earlier days of Atlantic Aquariums, you may have gotten potted plants in like bags from like Petco or whatever that had writing on it. Um, yeah, I try to reuse what I have. Atkin says, "Why are we here?" If you're referring to why you are on this live stream, it's hopefully because you want to learn from the professor, and the professor wants to learn from you. So that's why you're here. Um, if there was a plant you could always have in stock, what would it be? Oh, that's a good question. If there is a plant I could always have in stock, what would it be? I think that's a tough question, but I would say at least for now, it would be the Cypress helferi. I don't know. I just like because it's like a long, almost similar to Vallisneria in terms of like it's long and flowy and things like that. And it's done well for me when I had them. Kelly took all the pots that I had left over. Um, I think Cypress helferi. That and to be honest with you, Alternanthera. Like I'm very upset that it didn't do well for me, but it's a gorgeous plant. Um, and in the past it has done well for me, but maybe I'll try getting at least the Rosiner Vig in another time. Um, but yeah, I think Cypress helferi would be a good candidate for it. The problem is like um it would also. Ooh, I heard something. Sorry, I heard a little noise and it distracted me. Um, I wish I could also tell you in the sense of like of plants that have been selling out that I wish I could always have in stock, but I haven't really had any plant that's been very popular where I've sold out of all of them. So I wish I had the ability to answer the question that way. And Ned, I got a snail for you. Excuse me. Sorry about that. But yeah, then that would be my answer. First class. I used to drive an older neighbor to get his scripts. They asked him if he had any questions for the pharmacist. He said, "When does it all end?" Aw, poor soul. Have you considered collaborating with any local plant shops as opposed to aquarium? Check out tropical plants shops and see if they'll do them on consignment or something. Um, well, local to me, there's just aquarium stores all around me, like regular aquarium stores. Um, and I doubt it. I don't really think, they would want to. If I understand your question correctly, um, what I do plan on doing, hopefully, is I need to do more work on this program, and also create the contracts and everything. But what I do want to do in terms of livestock, fish, and invertebrates is I want to work with well-known breeders, and aquaculturists in the hobby. I'm saying not aquarium stores. But there's no store that is solely aquarium plants though. They're an aquarium store. Oh, target plant people with some water plants and water garden, tropical plants. Oh, I see what you're talking about now. Like terrestrial. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I do, we do have this thing with our pond section where if you want to build a pond and you're looking for an a certified aquascape contractor, people who are trained by aquascape to build their ponds, very beautiful ponds by the way. We have a link to where you can go to their finder, and then hopefully you have somebody close to you, um, um, who will build it for you. And that's something that I might want to do if our pond section starts to get more attracted, is because we do have, I think, at least one aquascape certified contractor in New Jersey, and I might reach out to them if the pond section does very well and be like, hey, if you promote Atlantic Aquariums as the place to get all the stuff, the supplies, like your maintenance supplies, nets, and all that stuff for the builds you do, then we would be able to promote you guys for, like, if somebody in New Jersey wants to build a pond, we can be like, oh well, this person is your go-to person to go to, something like that. But going back to the program I was talking about, my goal is at one point to start a program what I want to call the Atlantic Aquarium Certified Aquaculturists, Atlantic Aquarium Certified Aquaculturists, and what that basically means, and you would even get a certificate even. What that basically means is basically for those that are well known in the hobby for breeding a particular fish or a particular quantity or like groups of fishes, and invertebrates like shrimps, snails, all that stuff. Basically, I would, if they would allow, I would visit to take a look at their system, see how they raise the fish, see how they breed them, their feeding protocols, their quarantining protocols, medicationing, all that stuff. And if it meets our requirements, then what I want to do is I want to make them a Atlantic Aquarium certified aquaculturist, and basically their fish or their shrimp or their snails or whatever they're breeding is exclusively available at Atlantic Aquariums. So if you want a so and so's fish, you can buy it from Atlantic Aquariums, if that makes sense. And then in turn, it could be either they can either actually get money for the fish that they give us, or they can trade it in for dry goods to continue on breeding, if that makes sense. I know Corey from Aquarium Co-op does that with Dean from Dean's Fish Room. He's a master breeder a lot too, and that's a program that I hope to do at some point. Um, it's beneficial to the hobbyist who is breeding the fish. It's beneficial to me because I'm hopefully getting high quality fish that are in demand, that would be available to the aquarium. The criteria, one of the big criteria is you have to be able to produce the fish in large enough quantities that they're technically in wholesale pricing. Because remember, if I am getting the fish in, I have to be able to sell it, so that way I'm making something out of it as well, if that makes sense. Um, but that's going to be in the long run because right now I do not have the ability to carry livestock, just plants. So we'll see where that goes, but that's something that, I hope to do at some point. Okay. I think this is good enough. I'm sorry if I wasn't able to answer everybody's questions. But like I said, hopefully I'll do a live stream tomorrow, so you're more than welcome to bring those questions tomorrow. With that being said, guys, thank you very much for stopping by. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for the continued support. It means a lot. If you haven't hit the like button, please do so. It gives me a confidence boost. Um, if you're part of the replay crew and you've missed the live stream, I do apologize. But thank you for watching the live stream. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss a live stream. And with that being said, guys, enjoy this beautiful day. Stay safe out there. Be kind. Enjoy your fish. They are pets, just like your fluffy pets. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, watch the live stream where I talk about a particular pet show. And I'll see you guys on the next live stream or video. Take care.